going to start the morning. Thank you for inviting me to Polk County. It's been a few years since I've been here. A lot of you that are showing, I might have judged your parents' animals, so we'll see how it goes. I've had a lot of fun. Today's my 5th county fair in a week. I was up at Sioux Center yesterday. It's about a 4-hour drive up there. I probably saw some of the best dairy cattle I've seen in 25 years. It was an amazing day. Not a lot of good dairy goats up there, but they'll get some more in the future. We're going to start this morning with a very stylish yearly Nubian milker. I just like the symmetry of the whole doe here, from nose to tail. Very elegant, long feminine neck, blends really well in that shoulder assembly. High and sharp in their withers, good depth of rib, really good extension to that chest floor. Works right back into that open barrel. Beautiful long level hip from hips to pins. Natural width of those rear hocks and amazing nice mammary system. For her size, she could use a little more mammary capacity, but it's very well attached and it works really well with her body. So we're going to have a purple ribbon on this yearling.
All right, the results for Class 1 Senior Doe. First place and a purple ribbon went to Kate McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers. Now entering the ring will be Class 2 Senior Doe 2 and under 3 years old. We have 4 entries in this class. We have Gage McDaniel, Caden McDaniel, Landon Hayward, and Lindsay McGee, all from the Beaver Hustlers 4-H Club.
SRI class of 2 and under 3. I think we had one of them that was a double freshener and the rest was the first freshman. We got some trade-offs here. Let me get through the class. We'll start the class with this 2-year-old sauna at the beginning, just an amazing profile in general appearance. Very nice feminine doe, long, clean, feminine neck, blends really well with that long level top line and extremely long level hip. Then she goes down and opens up into the chest floor, flares right out into that barrel, has a very nice, well-attached memory system with 400 high white rear. That's why she placed above the two behind her. She has a higher, wider rear escutcheon arch, placed her right up there in the front. Very strong feet legs. Then we're going to switch gears and go to the Nubian. I like the Nubian very much. She could probably have some more brain and scale, but a very nice 2-year-old. She's pretty balanced for her overall body. She fits what she is. She could be a lot bigger. But it's not all about size in our dairy goats and how you fill out the scorecard. So she is well balanced, has a lot of symmetry, clean feminine neck, sharp withers, open in the chest. Maybe a tad more forerunner, but it's adequate, good strong feet and legs. The doe in third was probably my biggest problem. I don't know where I'd like to put her. So today she's going to land in third. I like to level up her rump, make her a little more feminine over the top. Got a nice memory system. I like more rear udder arch and not so much pointed at the top of the rear udder arch. The doe in fourth. The doe in fourth gave us our best profile of the whole class. Very nice doe. Well balanced, long level top line, sharp with the withers. She's lacking a lot of capacity in her memory system today. She might not have felt like filling up her memory system when the weather, but a very nice doe. You're all going to get blue ribbons.
Results for our senior doe 2 and under 3 class. First place went to Landon Hayward. Second place to Kate McDaniel. Third place to Gage McDaniel. And fourth place to Lindsay McGee. And all entrants were from the Beaver Hustlers 4-H Club. Now entering the ring will be a senior doe 3 and under 4 years class. There are 5 entries in this class. We have Gage McDaniel and Kate McDaniel, Landon Hayward, all from the Beaver Hustlers. And we have 2 entries from Everett Dayton from the Camp Creek Challengers.
kind of a mixed array of animals here. We're sorting them out real quick. We're going to start the class with a little Nigerian doe. I think she's real stylish, a lot of general appearance. She just leads off with that long feminine neck right down to that good brisket extension, blends right in with a really open barrel. Nice flat berry pattern, open at the ribs. Goes right back into a very nice mammary system. The one that I think moved her up the most was the mammary system is well attached. It's got a great shape. It's got delimitation in the 2 quarters. She just blends so well and has a lot of general appearance. Then I switched to the big sauna doe. Very nice doe. Good heavy mounter. Got a nice foreudder. Good chest floor, sharp in the withers. We're going to change something. I'd like to level up that hip, bring that dorsal process up a little more level. They move her right up. Very nice mammary system. Could be a little higher and wider in the rear udder. Back to the Nigerian. Similar to the first place doe, but a little beefier made. Again, she's got open ribbing, she's got a well-attached udder. I didn't find the delineation in the 2 quarters that the others had above her. More of a massive full udder, maybe a little over I'm not sure. That's a nice doe. The one in 4th was my problem child, not you, the person, the one standing with the collar. She's my problem girl. What a beautiful, beautiful general appearance Nubian. She needed to give the doe in the last class her body. She's got a big, beautiful body, long level hip, sharp at the withers, good feet and legs. She could use 3 times the mammary system. Albeit she's still got a blue ribbon. She's got purple and blue on the class. The last doe, very nice Nubian type doe, a lot of general appearance. We're locking a lot of mammary system for her size. She should have a lot more mammary system at this point as a 3-year-old. Okay, nice class. Purple and 4 blues.
Our results for the senior doe class, age 3 and under 4 years. First place went to Everett Dayton with Quincy. Second place went to Gage McDaniel. Third place to Everett Dayton with Cheerios. Fourth place to Kate McDaniel. And 5th place to Landon Hayward. Now entering the ring is our senior doe class, 4 and under 5 years. We have 1 entry in this class, Lindsay McGee from the Beaver Hustlers.
Okay, we have 1 entry in this. How old? 5? Yeah, I think he said 5. 4? 4? Thank you. And a crop. Thank you. Okay, 4-year-old. Got a nice big sonnet. It's got really good general appearance in her body. Good extension of that brisket, opening the chest floor, getting sharp and dairy on the top. Long level top line. Good big hip and hook for hips and pins. Very adequate mammary system. Maybe not as full as we'd like to see it, but well attached, high and wide rear udder. We're going to change a little bit, and then this is small points on the mammary system, about 35. Deep placement on it, 3 or 4 or 5 points. Maybe bring this down a little more plumb, straight to the floor. You're a little bit on the side, but a nice doe. Blue ribbon.
Congratulations to our class winner. Pardon me, Lindsay McGee from the Beaver Hustlers. Now entering the ring will be our senior doe, ages 5 years and over. We have 3 entries in this class. We have Maverick Carter from the Camp Creek Challengers, Kate McDaniel, and Gage McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers.
Very nice class. We're going to get 3 purples. Very nice animals. We'll leave them just like they stand. We're going to start the class with this big, powerful, sonatized note. Just a lot of general appearance. Big and powerful. A lot of brain, a lot of memory system, a lot of milk veins. She's just a workhorse, I think. I don't get a milker, but she looks like something that would just go to town and do a lot of milking. From nose to tail, a lot of symmetry, long feminine neck, a lot of room in that heart and lung area. Get on these goats on the big breeze. They're moving about 84 gallons of blood an hour. All that blood's got to be worked back through the heart and lungs to go through the mammary system to produce all that milk. If they don't have heart and lungs up front, you're in trouble. So when we start appraising animals, we generally start up front. If you can't get your fist between their front knees, you probably got a narrow, frail animal. She's just so powerful. A lot of open barrel, long level hip, a very adequate mammary system, high and wide, feet wide in that rear artery. The Nubian, very elegant in her breed, long, clean neck, sharpened withers, long, good top line, nice, long, level hip, strong feet and legs on the move. If we change anything, maybe a little more extension to the height and rear, and the height and arch in the rear udder. Not much, very nice. Maybe a little more length in the fore udder. Very nice, silent doe, purple ribbon. The little Nigerian, here again, another purple ribbon. Maybe just clean her up a little bit, make her a little more feminine and dairy. She's very adequate. Sharpen the withers, open in the barrel. Nice little mammary system on her. Maybe not the delineation I have between the quarters on the other two. Nice little doe. You got a purple ribbon, young man.
Congratulations to our class winner, Gage McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers. Second place went to Kate McDaniel, Beaver Hustlers. And third place to Maverick Carter. Next in the ring, we will be judging for our champion senior doe. So we will need the first and second places from all of the senior classes. So the under 2 in milk winner was Kate McDaniel. The senior doe age 2 and under 3, sorry. First place was Landon Hayward. Second was Kate McDaniel. The 3-year-old and under 4, first place was Everett Dayton. Second place, Gage McDaniel. The 4-year-old and under 5, first place was Lindsay McKee. And the 5 years and over, first place, Gage McDaniel. Second place, Kate McDaniel.
Okay, now we're going to do our champion and reserve choice. This young lady here in the black Oklahoma State shirt said, "How long have I been judging?" I said, "Today was my first day." No? James, how long have I been judging? There's a good chance, I don't think your parents are here, but I probably judged your parents because this is my 29th summer. And I run about 6 to 10 county fairs a summer. Today's number 5 this week and a half for me. I got one tomorrow or Friday up at Eldora and then one more at the end of the month at Woodbury County. I have a lot of fun with you guys. It's so fun to come and help you learn about body parts, help you get through your showmanship. I hope you enjoy your day. You've got some great projects here at the Polk County Fair. So for our champion, I think, we're going to jump around a little bit. It's really close for me. We've got 3 that are really outstanding. Most of you got, all of you got blue ribbons, if not a purple. Very good quality here in your county. Today I think I'm going to stay in that older doe, my senior oldest doe, for the power and strength in her body, the openness to her barrel, the power in that large mammary system, and yet it's well attached, high and wide in that rear udder, big, beautiful, bold hip. We'll go right here with our champion, some for the sonnet. Go ahead, you bet. Say your mom. And then I got to back up a little bit, and this is very, very close. One of you is going to get reserved, and I want to give the other one an honorable mention because in my mind I think it's very, very close. Both have an awesome general appearance, and one of them is just very close. It would take very little to change my mind. The 2-year-old sonnet is just an amazing picture of elegance for her breeding the sonnet. But I think the Nigerian is going to be my reserve today. She's just got a spot on udder today. Really nice delineation in the udder quarters. Very nice little stylish Nigerian. We'll go with reserve on the Nigerian. Honorable mention, you're going to be my next one, buddy. It was the coin toss. Very nice animal.
All right, congratulations to our champion senior doe goes to Gage McDaniel with the winner of the 5-year-old class. And the reserve champion senior doe went to Everett Dayton with the winner of the 3-year-old class. So now entering the ring will be the intermediate kid class born March 1st to April 30th of the current year. We have 2 entries in this class. Kate McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers and Everett Dayton from the Camp Creek Challengers.
Very nice class. We'll start our junior show. We're going to go 2 purples here. Very nice specimens of the breed. We're going to start the class with this little sharp Nubian goalie. Very dairy, very primitive, very nicely built. Long, clean, feminine neck, blends right into that nice top line, open in the rib. Really nice silky texture to her skin. Very open in the rib. She's going to be a nice, big, powerful dairy animal someday. Really nice, natural whip in those rear hocks. As we're evaluating our junior stock, we don't have the memory systems to go by, and that's very hard on score sheets. So everything else has to really fall in place and really add up quick. We need those strong feet and legs. We need 2 teats. These are dairy milks. We don't ask for extra teats. We always lift the leg and make sure they got what they're supposed to have. We need a long level hip. They gotta have lots of general appearance. Both of these really line up to do that. The little Nigerian in her breed has that great extension to her chest floor, that brisket extension, nice clean level top line, not a lot of width in their rear hocks. We're gonna go 2 purples. Nice class.
Congratulations to our class winner is Caden McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers. Second place, Everett Dayton from the Camp Creek Challengers. Now entering the ring will be our senior kid for January 1st to February 28th of the current year. We have 2 entries in this class, Caden McDaniel and Gage McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers. We'll let them stand just as they are, and they're both going to get a purple ribbon. They're very nice. You guys can aim them this way if you want to. So, there you go. Very good, very good. Very nice specimens for the breed. We'll start the class with this very elegant Nubian type doe. Just really well made when you put your hands on her. Nice clean neck, good extension to her brisket, open in the rib, non-level hip. The reason she's placed ahead of the sonnet, and the sonnet is very nice also. Higher and wider in that rear extension. We're going to assume that she's going to grow up and have that more room and higher and wider room for that memory system when it comes in. Very little splits of difference here in quality. That sonnet is a very nice picture. Long, extremely long level hip. Very nice made doe. We're going to go 2 purples. Congratulations to our class winner for the senior kid class. First place went to Caden McDaniel. And second place went to Gage McDaniel, both of the Beaver Hustlers. Now entering the ring will be our junior yearling class, July 15th to December 31st of the prior year. We have 1 entry in this class. We had a scratch with brownie bites, so our entry is Reese's for Delilah Carlson. So while we have a second, I want to take a moment to recognize and thank our Queen Court representative that's helping hand out ribbons today, Riley Campbell. So we can all welcome Riley to our show this morning. Thank you, Riley. We also have Alex Sager coming up behind the desk. We have Jolynn Fetters working on results, myself, Deputy Decker, doing the announcing, and our department superintendent is Ed Sager.
Okay, we have one entry in our dry yearling class. A very nice Nigerian doe. We'll go purple on her also. She's well made, got a lot of power in that front chest, but yet she's got a long level top line, good long level hip. We do anything, we'd like to just get her a little more feminine. She's carrying some weight, but that's typical on our dry yearlings. As she comes into her milk, she'll milk some of that off and really show off how much of brain and how much dairy that she has. Nice doe.
Congratulations to our class winner for the junior yearling, July 15th to December 31st. We have a class winner, is Delilah Carlson. Now entering the ring will be our dry yearling, over 1 year and under 2, not in milk. So we have 4 entries in this class. Kate McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers. We have 2 entries from Maverick Carter from the Camp Creek Challengers, and Everett Dayton Camp Creek Challengers.
Okay, we're going to have a nice class to talk about. A little few differences. They're all Nigerian. By the way, when you come in the ring, and those in the audience, we're not choosing these for their cuddly play up and down on the teeter totter and roll the ball around the zoo. These are not pygmies. These are Nigerian dwarfs. We expect them to be dairy and have dairy character, have dairy qualities. We'll have the petting part at home if you want to pet them, but we need to evaluate these dairy animals. The first two are my problem-solving group. When we first come in, the bay one and second was my general appearance doe. But as we get to looking at them and sorting it out, get your hands on them, I started class with this doe in front with white eye stripes. She's really powerful in that front chest for blues extremely well out of that barrel. Nice top line. What separated the two for me was she was more correct in her rear hocks and her feet stance, the way her ankle of the feet and everything. Remember, these are doling. We don't have a memory system. So all these little points add up in a hurry. Things have to go really well at this stage of their life. Just a nice, powerful building. Yes, she's carrying a little extra flesh. That's typical for being a dry animal. She will definitely milk that off and become quite a nice milker. The one in second, very nice. You got a purple also. Nice doe, a lot of general appearance. Like I said, if we're going to change a little bit, level up her hip a little bit, turn those back legs in a little bit, she'd be spot on. Then we went into two blues. The one in third just needs a little more general appearance. Maybe bring that hip up a little bit, a little more width in the rear hocks. Nice little ribbon doe. The one in fourth, we want to bring that rear hip up a little bit, the pin. Back by her tail, bring that up a little more level. Give her more strength in that bloom in the rib area, that barrel. And it's still nice blue ribbon doe. Have a great day. Thank you guys.
Congratulations to our class winner is Kate McDaniel. Second place, Maverick Carter with Carter Farm Cherry. Third place was Maverick Carter with Ice Spice. And fourth place, Everett Dayton. Next in the ring, we will be choosing our champion junior doe. In contention for that, we have the first and second place from the intermediate gift class. First place was Kate McDaniel. Second place, Everett Dayton. The senior kid class, first place was Kate McDaniel. Second place, Gage McDaniel. The junior yearling, first place was Delilah Carlson. And the dry yearling, first place, Kate McDaniel. Second place, Maverick Carter. The banner for this champion and reserve was donated by the Beaver Hustlers 4-H Club. Also, I neglected to mention the senior champion dairy goat, the reserve champion dairy goat banner was donated by the Wamshaw family.
these animals a nice round of applause and a nice group. So I think we looked at 3 or 4, 3 breeds today, or crossbred. Very good quality. I was very humbled by your quality. I'm glad to be here. You shared your projects with me. It was easy to hand out purple and blue ribbons. I'm very generous. I've been to a lot of shows. When you guys put in your work, get them ready to flip them, show them, you work on their hooves, you clean them up, and work on it at home. I like to see you get a blue ribbon. Not always do you have the first place animal that's first in your farm and you did a lot of work. Very seldom. I think I've handed out two whites in 29 years. So if you get a white, you probably deserved it. I went to a show in southeast Iowa, and they were not supposed to have horns, and the girl had a nice sauna doe, very nice doe. And I let her get by with it the first year. Normally when we judge a couple years in a row. And I suggested to her that when winter time came, she take off some ugly horns and get her cleaned up. She had a very nice doe, but the horns really distracted. And she kind of gave me the shrug of the shoulder. And next year she'd come back and the horns were even worse, kind of snarly, ugly. She got to earn a white ribbon. She didn't think she needed to listen to anybody, so I tried to help her. In our junior division, very nice animals. We got 2 that I think really stood out for me in their own division. Really stood nice, powerful. We're going to go grand with this little newbie doe right here in front of me. Very nice specimen in her breed. Very elegant, lots of general appearance, and with natural width in the rear hocks. Very high. We're going to go right behind her with those 2 in the first place was the height and width in that rear exception. That sauna is spot on for her breed, a very nice doe. We'll go grand and reserve with that class right there. Good work, guys.
Congratulations to our champion junior doe. They both came out of the senior kid class, born January 1st to February 28th. Champion was Kate McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers. Reserve champion was Gage McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers. Now entering the ring is the first class of junior weather dairy does. We have 7 entries in this class. Connor McCowan, Beaver Hustlers. Garrett Bonstein, Beaver Hustlers. Brody McGowan, and another entry for Connor McGowan. Preston Bonstein, Beaver Hustlers. And Amara Cummings has 2 entries from the Windsor Heights Wonders for each one.
about wethers, especially dairy wethers. I work for a company that does nutritional consulting. I travel Iowa and all the states surrounding Iowa, we have several feed yards and we feed out a lot of wether goats. They all get shipped out east of Pennsylvania. We'll ship a couple semi-pot loads a month. What we're looking for, we're no longer looking for general appearance. Yes, we are to an extent, but I need to buy product. That's our purpose for wether goats. We probably like to have them as a pet, but they are a byproduct of our dairy animals. What do we got to have? Our loin, from our last rib to the point of the hip, and our rear leg. That is our prime cuts. We've got to have loin and we've got to have leg. The rest is trim, which means it goes into burger, usually. Or they can cut it up and use it for stew. So I need to buy product. Also, today is your day of the fair. We don't always get to choose when they are born, but we try to get them to the best market size weight by today. I got some exceptional animals. We're going to go 3 purples and 4 blues. We're going to start the class with the spotted animal. It's got the most advancement today for its weight and condition. I like to feel maybe a 1/4 inch of fat on those ribs. It's got a very good, long, thick loin, and had the most rear leg when I put my hands on it. It's well advanced for today's July date. The wether is second, another outstanding little wether. Got some good condition, had a very nice loin. Well done, had a lot of leg when you put your hands on it. The La Mancha type cross is third. Another one is well done for July. Got some cover on its ribs. Has adequate leg muscle for a dairy animal. And then we kind of drop off. We kind of start feeling sharper rib, less fat cover, less leg muscle. There's not a lot of differences in these 4. You're all going to earn a nice blue ribbon.
Results for our junior wether dairy goat class. First place in a purple went to Connor McGowan. Second place in a purple went to Preston Von Steen. Third place in a purple went to Connor McGowan with Doge. Fourth place in a blue went to Amanda Cummings. Fifth place in a blue went to Brody McGowan. Sixth place in a blue went to Amara Cummings. And 7th place in the blue went to Garrett Bonstein. Now entering the ring is our senior wether dairy goat class. In this class we have entries. We have Garrett Bonstein from the Beaver Hustlers. Brody McCowan, Beaver Hustlers. We have 2 entries from Connor McCowan, Beaver Hustlers. Elena Higgins from Elkhart Rising Suns. Preston Bonstein, Beaver Hustlers. And 2 entries from Amelia Dayton, Camp Creek Challengers.
I like big chunky wethers, especially in the dairy. Here's the deal. Your meat cross wethers, whether they're boar dairy, straight boar, boar pico, Savannah, I don't care what you feed, they're normally done. My buyer out east likes 130-pound wethers. They're from India. They're not the Muslims, and they want wethers. Some ethnic groups want bucks. Very few want nannies or does. I have a market for big wethers. Now you can do that. You can do a straight meat goat in about 10 months, the weight I need. These guys in the dairy department need a good 13 months. I don't know what that guy weighs, but I'd like to semi-load them because my customer would be very happy. I know he's over, he could be a year old, that's fine. But I got a group that loves these first four. I'm sorry, ladies, we're going to talk about meat. I know you're pets. Don't get upset. I told you you can take them all and let them play in the yard. But I need big dairy wethers. And it takes a while to get them there. This is my 29 years. That's probably the best dairy wether I've ever got to see. Yes, he's got a little late, but that's the way. What? You know what he weighs? He's going to be in that 140 range, probably. Pretty thick. A lot of cover. Got an extremely wide, thick and long loin. And he's got, for a dairy animal, he's got a great leg on it. One and second, very similar. Not giving me quite the product. The two Nigerians are really good. Good cover on the ribs. They got a lot of meat on the rear leg, but you're not going to put them on a barbecue grill, okay? We won't do that. First four are going to be purple. Then we got into four animals that just need a little more time. Very nice blue ribbon animals. They're not quite the cover on the ribs, not quite that meat down that rear leg quarter. So nice blue ribbon animals, very little difference here. I moved one up later, had a little more condition and more meat. Very nice class.
Congratulations to our class winner of the Senior Wether Dairy Goats. First place went to Garrett Bonstein. Second place to Preston Bonstein. Third place to Amelia Dayton with Herb. Fourth place to Amelia Dayton with Phineas. Fifth place to Connor McCowan with Luke. Sixth place to Elena Higgins. Seventh place to Connor McCowan with Buzz Lightyear. And eighth place to Brody McCowan. Now entering the ring, we will be judging for our champion wether. The first and second place out of the junior class. First place was Connor McCowan. Second place, Preston Bonstein. Your senior class, first place, Garrett Bonstein. And second place, Preston Bonstein.
All right, what a fun day we were having in this weather class. Probably the best weathers I've got to judge. We're going to stay right up there in that powerful yearling weathers. Just amazing. I want to give kudos to the spotted one. You're right there in contention. We got enough big loin, rear leg on that big roan in second place in our reserve. I want to give you honorable mention. That's a nice young weather. Another 65 days, you're going to give them win. We're going to go on our grand right there in that great big powerful Nubian type weather. It's got lots of cutoff. It's got tremendous wide, long loin, plenty of leg, straight dairy. That's an amazing weather. The one behind it, they told me they're litter mates. Is that right? Just again, big powerful loin, not quite the rear leg, but very deserving of reserve. Congratulations. Best weathers I've got to see.
champion out of the senior class, Garrett Bonstein. The reserve champion winner went to the second place from the senior class, Preston Bonstein. Next, we will be judging for our supreme champion dairy goat. So in contention for that, we will have our champion senior, which was Gage McDaniel with a 5-year-old champion. The reserve champion senior was Everett Dayton with a 3-year-old. Our champion junior was Cade McDaniel, the senior kid. And the reserve champion junior was Gage McDaniel with the second place senior kid. And our champion weather, Garrett Bonstein from the senior class, and the reserve champion, Preston Bonstein, second place from the senior class.
Well, I'm going to be on the spot today. You can all grill me later. You all know me probably. This is going to be a fun decision. It's not easy. We have some very nice animals. Everybody, let's pay them off. Very nice show. I get to choose. What do we have? A banner and then we have a reserve. I know that we're all in this neighborhood, in this county, and we have families that are all competing against each other. I'm going to do something today I've never done before. I'm going to choose an overall dairy champion because I think it's deserving. First time in my life. I'm going to go with our dairy weather. And I'm going to tell you something. We got some very nice dairy animals, and I don't take that lightly. You should feel privileged. Because I've never done this. I have never picked the dairy weather, but I'm going to tell you, young man, that is the best dairy weather I've ever put my hands on. And I'm telling you honest, straight up, I ship a lot of animals out east, slaughter. This is where they want them. You didn't overdo it. It's not because you kept it a year. This is what it takes. This is what they want to buy. I shipped 2 semi-loads from Mercer, Missouri last week. The whole load was that size. I'm going to tell you, congratulations. You're never going to do that again in probably many more years. I like dairy animals. You're a lucky young man. You deserve it. That's a good weather. And then not only is he big and done, go ahead. He's got the meat to back it. He's got a big loin and he's got legs. Very rare. You can mark today on the calendar. Now I'm going to go right into my second place, and for all the good reasons. We'll talk more of the dairy. We're going to go to Big Sonic for my second choice. He's right there, but you had the most amazing weather ahead of you today. I just got to do it today. You'll never see it again probably. Our big, powerful milking Sonic will be our reserve.
Just a note really quick before I announce the results, we're going to take about a 10-minute break before before we start showmanship, give the kids a few minutes to regroup. So we'll take about a 10-minute break. I'll announce it when we're ready to start showmanship. So the results, your Supreme Dairy Goat champion today was exhibited by Garrett Bonstein, which was the champion wether out of the senior class. So congratulations to Garrett. The reserve champion went to Gage McDaniel, which was the champion senior doe out of the 5-year-old class. So congratulations to our winners. And we will regroup in about 10 minutes to start showmanship. And we will begin with senior showmanship. Thank you. We had some more people rounded up here, but we'll be starting in a couple minutes. Okay, I think we are ready to go ahead and get started with our class of senior showmanship this year. We have 2 entries in this class, Preston Von Steen from the Beaver Hustlers and Amelia Dayton from the Camp Creek Challengers.
Okay, we're gonna have our showmanship division. James, do we have some intermediates and some juniors? If they could all listen up, this will be important. We only have a couple seniors, and then I guess we're gonna do a master showmanship. This is what we're looking for in showmanship. You've worked hard all day, and I'm glad your showmanship is at the end of the day because I've had a chance to probably see you already. What are we looking for in showmanship, in my opinion? Remember, today I've got to share your projects with you, and this is my opinion. The next time you'll have somebody else, and it's their opinion. So today I can enjoy your projects. This is what I look for. I look for clean ears and clean tails. Why? Because normally in our dairy stock or even some of our meat stock, we tattoo them for numbers and registration. Maybe even your scrapey ID number. So if the ears are dirty and caked up with dirt and wax, or your tails are covered in manure, we can't read tattoos. Also, I'm looking for cleanliness. Have them cleaned up. All the debris off of probably clipped. Not a mandatory thing in our weather and some of our different breeds. But we like to have them clipped and well taken care of. And I want to see trimmed hooves. If those hooves, and be careful. We get down to the last week before a show, you want to be very careful with the trimmers. You can take too much off that toe real quick, and then they're lifted. Now we feed them a lot of grain, and a lot of grain has keratin in it, and that keratin makes toenails. So there's certain breeds where that toenail grows really quick. If that toenail grows really quick, rolls underneath, they tend to get a little bit lame and they'll walk off a little bit. Remember, in our junior division especially, we judge on general appearance, and we want to see strong feet, legs, and pastures. So it's important to keep those feet healthy. Well, let's see, I got clean ears, clean tails, trimmed hooves, general appearance. And of course, you guys have all done very well today. You're in your county fair shirts or your pants and especially good shoes. We don't like to get our toes smashed. Yesterday at Sioux County Fair up in Sioux Center, a lot of them were in their white dairy clothes. That's fine. Depends on your county. As long as you're in good apparel, nothing rags. It looked like you slept under a bridge yesterday. But you all look very nice today. And I talk a lot about body parts. I want to teach you, I want to teach the audience why we're picking them and how they work on this scale of appraisal sheet to get to that perfect 100 points. So generally in showmanship, I'll ask you questions, maybe about yourself or how long you've been showing, or your animals, and especially the older exhibitors, I'd like to ask you about body parts or something that pertains to your animal. So you're in for it. Tell everybody your name, please.
Preston Loxley,
How long have you been showing?
since fourth grade.
Long time. Okay, on your Nubian weather, I'll ask you a couple of questions. What do you think the typical rate of gain is on a weather, dairy weather, not a meat weather? What's a typical rate of gain? Where would you and I, we had 1,000 of them on feeders. Where would we be happy on a daily rate of gain? Do you have any idea? Point, I'm going to start it off. Point something. You're a little bit high. Not bad. 0.3 is a pretty good rate of gain on dairy animal. On your animal, show the audience, when I picked the champion weather, I wanted to find out the length and the width and the depth of that loin. Show the audience where that loin would be. Where does it start? Where does it start? What are you touching? The last, it starts right. It starts at the last rib and ends at the point of the hip. So that piece right there, 4 or 5 inches long, 4 or 5 inches wide, a couple inches deep, is a very expensive piece of meat. Thank you. Your name, please?
Leah?
And how long have you been showing?
Fourth grade.
Fourth grade. On your Nigerian doe, we talked about having a balanced udder. For you 4-Hers, a very nice rule of thumb to have in your barn. Very simple to want to have something that's really balanced on their mammary system, we should see, I'm going to give away, I'll have to ask you a different question now. We should see the leg should go right down the center of the udder when viewed from the side. You actually have the leg back too far. What we want to achieve is cover the udder, that's pretty close. You want the leg to go right down the center of the udder. We want to see a third of the udder ahead of the leg. The leg should cover a third, and we should see a third of the udder behind the leg. So I would bring, and what I'm trying to help you with, we don't want to overstretch this. I would bring her leg up a couple more inches. Put it right down over that knee. That's much better. Now she's more balanced. You betcha. Much better. So on your dairy dough, we talked a lot about chest strength, heart pump, moving all that blood. So again, we want it to be very, very sharp throughout on top. Show the audience where her withers would be. Okay, very good. I think we got a very close placing. You both done a very good job. One of you were out there much more than the other one. If I were to change anything, you have some other animals. Your animal didn't really want to participate really well with you in here. That's a shame. You did a lot of work. I think we had a really good day. I think she was horsing around a little too much for you, showmanship. Both done a great job today. My show person will be this young man here. Maybe next time, you can't ever guess. You can't outguess it. Maybe next time, she stood very well. But she did a lot of rearing around on you today. I know she never does it, but she did it now. I had dairy cows that make lay down. You couldn't get them up. Good job, guys. Next class.
Congratulations to our champion senior showman, Preston Von Steen from the Beaver Hustlers. And our reserve is Amelia Dayton from the Camp Creek Challengers. Now, Preston will be eligible to come back at the end of the show, where we have two past winners of senior showmanship that we'll show against this year's senior showman for our master showmanship class. And the winner between those will be eligible to represent the dairy goat breed in our Supreme Showmanship class, which will be held tomorrow at 2 o'clock over in the Jacobson Arena. And that is where the master showman from each of our, I guess it's cattle, pigs, horse, sheep, dairy goat, meat goat will all compete. The master showman for each species will compete against each other, show each species, and then we will choose a supreme master showman for the Polk County Fair. So we will be choosing that at the conclusion of the junior showmanship class. So now entering the ring will be the intermediate showmanship class, grades 7 and 8. We have 5 entries in this class: Lindsay McGee, Landon Hayward, Elena Higgins, Connor McCowan, and Everett Dayton.
some more things. If you're a junior watching on the side of the ring, as you come in, if you feel like you need more room, we got a big ring, don't ever rush up on the next person's tail. Give yourself plenty of room. Normally I'll have you make a circle. First thing everybody should do when you come to a stop, set your animal up. Huge on our score sheet is general appearance. It's big. You have worked all year or maybe since they're born on your project. By today you should know how your animal looks, where it looks best. You have worked with your parents or your grandparents or your 4-H leader or your mentor, and you should know by now where that thing stands best. When I ask you to stop, set it up. Don't worry about the judge or the appraiser. Set it up to the best of your ability, and then, I talked to an older person earlier today, sometimes you do it out of your own nervousness. Don't pet them. And don't stroke their back. Oh, that's a nice note. Don't do that. Because what you're doing is relaxing them. You've had a really long, hard day and somebody scratches your shoulders and you're like, oh, that isn't good. And then you relax. We don't want them to do that. The key to the show is to keep the collar and the chain right up under their jaw. Not to choke them. You've got to be in charge. This is what we want. She's got attention, but yet she's chewing her cud. We got a long, clean neck that sets up that top line. This is very natural. Let's try something. Everyone, if you let your collar go down to their shoulders, right now, just let it go. What happened? Oh, they look around. Oh, yeah, where's the hot dog stand? That was pretty good. But look, they want to go home. So you must stay in charge. Everybody understand that? And if you're a small person, juniors, if you have a large animal, you can't keep that head up and reach the back feet. Leave the back feet alone. Like these two up here, you hold their head up, they're pretty much set. You need to be in charge. As you reach back from back feet and you let that chain come down, they immediately turn their head and start sniffing around the sawdust. Okay? The other thing I looked for again was clean ears, clean tails, and trimmed hooves. You all did very well. So, another thing for juniors to pay attention is, and some of you did very well, some of you did not. When you walk around the ring, you always want to keep the evaluator between, you want to keep your animal between you and the person and the judge. So, you hold the microphone. You're going to interview. Ready? Right here. We don't. Just walking over here, go around the front very slowly, very deliberately. Good roll. Don't do this. Some of us did this. We don't do that. And we certainly don't do this. Okay. What's your name, please? How long have you been showing?
2 years.
All right. I talked a lot on the dairy goats about openness of their barrel. Show the audience what I'm talking about. When I put my hands on them, what am I looking for? Show the audience. I want to know what the openness of her barrel is. Okay. And more importantly, I want to feel those ribs. They should slope back and be open. They're not thin, they're not emaciated and skinny. These are dairy. We don't want them covered with fat like an English cow. That's correct. Name, please. How long have you been showing?
3 years.
3 years. Your dough has set up pretty easy all day. Did you get her that way or did you work on her? You worked on her? You're not going to give anybody else credit? I like that. On your dough, I talked about strengthening the chest floor and openness of the heart and lungs. Where would the extension to her brisket be? Very good. Your name, please? How long have you been showing?
3 years.
You look like you're nervous. Are you okay? It's okay. We're having fun. Okay. By picking on you, you held the microphone very well. You're one of the best that's ever held it. Yes. Okay, you're showing us a goat that is a little different breed. Tell us the name of the breed of your animal.
Nubian.
A Nubian, correct. And what makes a Nubian, especially a Nubian? Why? What part of their body tells me that's a Nubian?
Their ear.
Show us. Long, pendulous ears makes a Nubian. Very good. Your name?
Polk.
How long have you been showing?
Since my first grade.
First grade, that's a long time. You're getting quite old. I know. Pretty soon you're gonna have a white goatee. Yeah, just like Santa Claus. This is the weather, right? It was a very nice weather. Is it a cross? Tell us what breed is in this.
Extra bud.
It was a pretty nice one. So we talked about weathers. We already asked about red game. We asked about the loin. And if I said the other expensive cut would be the rear leg, that's too obvious. I can't answer that. But you have very nice weather. To me, it could be an alpine type cross. It could have alpine, all alpine. I wouldn't be surprised if it had a little fainer in it. It's pretty hard muscle. Anyway, you're doing a good job. Show us, I know one, it's important. Show the audience where, we talked about feet and legs and correctness. Tell the audience where it's pastern. 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 That's kind of a tough one for a weather type guy. Do you know where the dew claws are? Dew claws. You got that right. So the pasterns are that little, go just below the dew claw. Put your finger right in there. See that? There you go. That's a pastern. That's their little ankle. They don't need to be weak and sloppy where they're down the manure. Good job. Your name, please? Everett. Everett. How long have you been showing?
3, 4 years old.
Tell the audience what breed of goat you're showing.
Door.
Very good. How many times did she brush?
Twice.
Twice. We talked a lot about the mammary system. Very high points on a scorecard. She did very well in her class. Show the audience where her escutcheon is. Okay? And that's correct. That other escutcheon word about that long, and I don't have a clue how to spell it. There's a lot of words and a couple of letters and a lot of vowels. I don't like that word. That is your upper utter arch. It should be round like a volleyball, not pointed like a Christmas tree. Good answers, guys. Let's go around one more time. Come right down to the center of the ring and set them up one more time. Okay, we need to keep moving on. I'm going to pick an intermediate show person and then a runner-up. And I think you've had a great class. That's why I had to go around the gate. Young lady, you still went around with the goat behind her. Knock on it. Maybe next time. But you did okay. Had a great answer. I had a lot of fun with you today. I hope you stay excited and keep showing. I think there's one that stood up for me all day long, not just now in the showmanship class. I think the animal that the animal this guy chose has been an exceptional animal that posed itself all day. Good job. Right here's our chauffeur. You're going to be my runner-up, young man. Thank you. Thank you. Good class.
Congratulations to our class winner for intermediate showmanship was Landon Hayward from the Beaver Hustlers. Our reserve champion, went to Connor McCallum, Beaver Hustlers. Now entering the ring, we went with our junior showmanship class. These are entries in the fourth and sixth grade showman. We have 2 entries in this class, Delilah Carlson and Brody McCallum.
Good morning. Your name, please?
Delilah.
How long have you been showing?
Since fourth grade.
Fourth grade, first, second, third year, or something. Good job. Tell the audience what breed of goat you're showing. Nigerian dwarf. And show, I talked about strengthening the chest more, natural width, all the way down from their nose and tail. We wanted to have some natural bloom and body condition, but yet be feminine. Where would this nose pull? P-O-L-L. Where would her pull be? Okay? When we talk about pull, we talk about the width. Pull is where their horns grow in. Natural width between the eye sockets, the pull right on down the top. So her pull would be at the top of her head. Okay? Your name? Brody, how long have you been showing? Here, okay? Tell the audience what breed of goat you're showing.
Alpine.
An alpine. What color can an alpine not be? There's only one color that cannot be entirely of this one color. What is it?
Red.
Oh, red! Of course it can't be red. How about all white? It can be all white. Okay? That was a tough one. Tough one for you too, but that's a beginner question. So the pole's the top of their head, and if they're born cold, D-D cold, that means they're going to need no horn. So, very good, very good. If you were going to change anything about your little Nigerian, what would it be, if anything?
To have a bigger chest barrel or more sleeves.
Okay? On your about your project, what would it be? Walk a little better. Okay, we're about done. It was a very close place and you both did a really good job. When you come around, one of you naturally went around the front and did go, and you come by and the other one did not. That's how close it is. You know which one did that, didn't do it. But when I come over there, then you remember. Young man, you're going to be my junior chauffeur today, okay? Hope you all right. Thank you. Okay. When you guys come in for masters, remember, I can be paid off. I like cinnamon rolls. I like good hot coffee, ribeye steak sandwiches. So you can pay off this good. Absolutely.
Okay, the results for the junior showmanship class. Your champion today was Burley McCowan from the Beaver Hustlers. And your reserve champion is Delilah Carlson from the Camp Creek Challengers. Next, entering the ring will be our master showmanship class. So in this class, we will have this year's senior showmanship winner, which is Preston Von Steen from the Beaver Hustlers, going against two previous senior showmanship winners, Garrett Von Steen and Kate McDaniel, both of the Beaver Hustlers.
Oh yeah! Go Peter! Go Beaver Hustlers! Go Beaver Hustlers! Yeah, Beaver Hustlers. Go Beaver Hustlers.
Again, just a note that our champion master showman will be competing tomorrow in our Supreme Showmanship class. That will be held at the Jacobson Arena at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so you're all welcome to come and watch. They will be representing the dairy goat breed and will be showing against representatives from beef, swine, sheep, meat goat, horse, and dairy goat, I think it is 6. So they will be competing. Each will show a class of each species against each other, and they will be scored, and then the winner will be chosen as our supreme showman for the Polk County Fair.
Share your name with us, please.
Preston Von Steen.
And how long you been showing?
Since 4th grade.
It haven't changed from the last time I asked you. You couldn't come up with a better answer.
Didn't think of anything on it.
Good answer. On your, what do we got, weather? On your weather, I think you did pretty well in its own class. If there's anything you change about it, what would it be?
Getting bigger.
How old is it? 3 or 4 months. It's actually doing pretty well for you. Okay. Your name, please? And how long have you been showing? You're like 4. You're showing us a newbie's goalie. I talk all day about symmetry. I talk all day about General appearance. General appearance is very high on this horse. When they walk through that gate, not only do you need to be good show people, but I start making my decision. Is that animal, boom, it hits you in the face. You remember the rest of the class. It either hits you or it doesn't. It either looks elegant or it doesn't. We talk about symmetry from nose to tail. We want blending. We want a long fence and clean neck. We don't talk about that on our weathers. They just need to grow. But on our females, we like that long, clean, feminine neck, not wasty. We want a nice, clean withers right on through to the tail. I want you to tell the audience where its top line is. I want you to show me what that part of the symmetry is. Show me. Very nice. Hey, buddy, tell us your name.
Monstein.
I didn't hear that.
Eric Bonds.
There you go. Fill up your lungs. How long you been showing?
Since I was a Clover kid.
Clover kid. Last year? Pretty tall for a Clover kid. All right. I really appreciate the weather. As I evaluate weather, this guy is big, could be almost overly done. Real there. I'd like to have a whole semi-load. I like to put my fingers on a part of them and check how much fat or how much cover's on a certain area. I mentioned it earlier in the weather show. Show me where I would be checking for some fat cover on a weather. You remember what I talked about? I did it on every weather out here. No. I want to come up and I want to fill about a quarter inch, maybe no more than right here on that rib. And a lot of them in your class and his class, that's besides whether you're purple or red or blue. Some of them have a quarter inch of fat on the rib, some of them are just bare ribs. Okay, we're going to pick one show person. I appreciate all your hard work. Is this our last class? Thank you for inviting me to Polk County. It was a great day. I really enjoyed all you exhibitors. Always a good show. We'll get going. Looks like we're going to cloud up the rain, so let's get finished. We're going to pick one show person. Some of you I got to see a few times, some of you I did not. I think there's one person that shows continuously. I think this person is easy to pick for me today. I think this person is aware of their animal. It brings it in, it sets it up, pops it into place, and I can easily see where I'm headed with it. Young lady, you're an exceptional good show person. You're always showing well and you did a good job today. Thank you very much. Runner up, the tall guy. This one all it wants to do is give you a high five, but that's okay. We had a lot of fun. Your brother, sorry. Get in! Thank you for having me. It was a great day.
Thank you for judging today. Results of our Master Showmanship class. Your Master Showman representative is Kate McDaniel from the Beaver Hustlers. Your runner-up is Garrett Bonstein, also from the Beaver Hustlers. So again, please join us tomorrow at 2 o'clock over at the Jacobson Arena to watch the Supreme Showmanship competition. Thank you all for attending today. For anybody exhibiting dairy goats today, the judge will be over by the banner if anyone would like to take pictures with him and your dairy goat. So please head over there and he'll meet you over there if you would like pictures.
I'm fine.